Good afternoon, Robert Scribbler with the OBX wave report, filming to the south and east from Jeanette's Pier at a Ryle North Atlantic Ocean. We've got the heavy combers rolling in, pretty consistent 3 to 7 foot waves here in the Outer Banks, with strong northeasterly winds blowing at around 25 miles an hour. As we look to the south, you can just see those whitecaps rolling in. A lot of water moving around today, and rough and cold. And with that onshore wind, we've got some clouds getting pushed in. It's looking a little more northeasterly than expected, but yeah, and it's cold. We got air temperatures in the upper 40s today as well, so kind of stormy, gnarly, and pretty much choppy conditions up and down the Outer Banks today, but still majestic, still beautiful. What a wonderful, gorgeous winter day here on this January the 31st, last day of January, as we look forward to February. All right, so let's get into the wave observations up and down the Outer Banks, provided by the wave monitors, the buoy data, the Wave Watch 3 model, and the National Weather Service. So right now at Jack's Head, we've got 3 to 7 foot waves, maybe some larger ones on the outside right now. Look at that. There's waves out on the outside well beyond the pier, so possibly an 8-footer right there, but we're going to call that 3 to 7 foot and choppy. Wow, what a mess. We got an east-northeasterly swell coming in at around 5 foot and 11 seconds. North-northeast winds at 18 to 25 miles per hour. Air temperatures 47 degrees. Ocean water temperatures 48. Pretty cold out there. We had a low tide today between 10 and 11 a.m. for the east-facing beaches, and a high tide this evening between 5 and 6. At Rodanthe, we've got 4 to 7 foot waves or higher, and choppy conditions with an east-northeasterly swell coming in 5.1 foot and 11 seconds. North winds coming in at 17 to 25 miles per hour. Air temperatures 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Ocean water temperatures 51. And at Buxton, we've got 4 to 7 foot plus waves and choppy conditions, with a swell coming out of the northeast at 5.2 foot and 11 seconds. Northeasterly winds coming in at 18 to 27 miles per hour there in Buxton. Air temperatures 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Ocean water temperatures 57. And last of all, at Frisco, 2 foot plus waves and clean conditions with those northeasterly winds blowing offshore at Frisco with that south-facing beach. Just a majestic, stormy winter day here in the Outer Banks. Wild and rough and cold. All right, for today, 3 to 7 foot plus, mostly choppy, sunny, with some clouds streaming in off the ocean with that northeasterly flow. So sun and clouds. High in the upper 40s, winds 15 to 27 miles per hour, predominantly out of the north and east. For tomorrow, heavy as well, 4 to 7 foot, mostly choppy early, but becoming fair to clean later in the day. Sunny conditions, highs in the upper 40s. Winds calming throughout the day. By afternoon, between 3 and 8 miles per hour. So potentially some very nice conditions in the evening tomorrow on February 1st. We're going to get out in the water and enjoy it. Hopefully conditions will enable us to go out. Regardless, we're going to get out and grovel. If it's crazy like this, we'll grovel. I did take a break today, just to take a rest and wellness break. You gotta let your body recharge. We did get 20 surf sessions in February, and that's a conservative number because I had a number of days where we had 2 to 3 hour surf sessions, so some of those could have counted as two. Multiple days where we had 20 plus waves, but today I decided just to rest, so rest days are good. All right, so but yeah, tomorrow looking potentially very nice in the afternoon with conditions expected to clean up with those calmer winds. On Friday, 2 to 5 foot and clean early with some westerly winds. Those are expected to shift to the northwest and strengthen later in the day. So later in the day on Friday, choppy. Early in the day, clean to fair. And once again, looking forward to getting the surf session in early in the day on Friday. Mostly sunny with highs in the low 50s on Friday. And last of all, on Saturday, windy with 10 to 20 mile per hour winds from the north. Waves 3 to 6 foot and mostly choppy. So we're going to be bouncing around between choppy conditions and stormy conditions and clean conditions here in the Outer Banks. It's a typical Outer Banks February, and it's going to be probably pretty gnarly. All right, so thank you for joining me for this wild session of the OBX wave report as we watch some big foamy 3 to 7 foot plus waves, possibly some 8 footers on the outside. Roll in here at Jeanette's Pier. I hope you guys do get out and enjoy some of the keyhole times over the next couple of days, which could be setting up as intermittent calm conditions clean up these big waves rolling in off the North Atlantic Ocean. And as I always do, I'd like to ask you guys to please join me in helping to advocate the defense of our coastlines from the impacts of climate change driven by fossil fuel burning. Those impacts being more intense storms such as nor'easters and hurricanes, rising oceans driven by glacial melt, driven by the heat that is trapped in the atmosphere by fossil fuel burning, ocean heat waves, which really turn the oceans into kind of a nasty state, and ocean acidification, which harm our coral reefs and our calcareous organisms such as our shellfish. The primary solution to the climate crisis is the mass deployment of clean energy, and the presently available forms of clean energy are wind, water, solar, and electric vehicles. These are the mass deployable forms of clean energy at the moment. Of course, there are other forms of clean energy that are deployable and also helpful, but the ones that I just mentioned are the ones that benefit from manufacturing economies of scale, which is one reason to be optimistic that we can face down the climate crisis while also providing for more prosperity for people and workers and just everybody in their daily lives, because the mass deployment of that clean energy means jobs, 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 and potential for a lot of wealth and prosperity to be shared by all. So I'm very, very motivated to help support the clean energy transition as a solution to climate change and as a way to help benefit everybody. I mean, you, me, everybody that lives and works here in the United States can certainly, and around the world, can certainly benefit from a clean energy manufacturing boom. All right, so thank you for joining me once again for this really fun session of the OBX wave report as we watch these wild and wily waves out there. Shout out to all my friends here in the Outer Banks and a group of my friends that are enjoying the surf in Hawaii. I'm gonna wish for you guys to get some good waves. Hope you won't wait in vain for the love of some great surf. So much love to you all, and I will be back with you shortly.